Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today, what am I going to talk about? Today, I'm going to talk about growth mindset of the wealthy. So, a couple of things wealthy individuals manage to understand and manage to do, and they do it very well, which creates some wealth and which keeps them their money growing. No matter if you see them buying their luxury yachts, luxury planes, and buying their villas, they somehow seem to keep making money over and over again. And I thought I'll talk about these growth mindset of the wealthy and walk through around 10 points I put down for you guys. 10 things which I want to discuss. 10 points which are known as growth mindset for the wealth. So the first one which I want to talk about is compounding, which I've spoken about many times, but compounding over time, wealth over time. Wealthy individuals do this over and over again. They compound their money very well and very effectively. Even if you're just beating inflation, a shade above inflation, that's all you need to do. You don't need to do any crazy rocket science. If you're able to find something that compounds even marginally more than inflation, well and good for you. If you manage to get yourself into a situation, a bond or an investment where it gives you a much better return than inflation, you're very blessed and very lucky. But for most of us, a percentage point or one or two above inflation is all you need. I did a video with Kesav and Albin in the Hindi channel where we spoke about this, that even missing out a couple of years in the middle because of some reason you think the market is not doing well and you pull out and you sit out on the sidelines and enter the market again when it improves, those few years can make a tremendous amount of difference over a period of time. So in that video we spoke about a time of 20 years and 23 years. It's just a matter of 3 years and an investment difference of 18,000 rupees. And in both those examples, you could see Albin, who was sitting at nearly almost 8.5 lakhs, Kesa was lagging behind at 4.5 lakhs. It was almost double. So just imagine 3 years, what's the difference? 23 years and 20 years, and 18,000 rupees. And that's how big the influence of those 18,000 rupees was, and staying invested in those 3 years. So that is how important compounding is, and the wealthy individuals in this world have, including Warren Buffett, have realized this, and they've realized this well, and that's why they keep salting away, like Anand says, in different investment platforms, and they keep it going no matter what. Is it raining or is it shining? There's a recession, no recession. There's a bull market, there's a bear market. They do not care. They pick stocks which are very safe, very sound, which they've done their research on, and they stay invested and they keep investing. So I cannot stress this more than anything else. You need to start and you need to keep it going. You cannot stop. If you want to create phenomenal wealth, you cannot stop and you need to start. Only thing which is a blessing is it doesn't have to be a great amount of money. The 8 lakhs, 4 lakhs, which I was talking about over 20 years, was just a measly 500 rupees a month. 500 rupees a month is all I was talking about. And that gave those kind of returns. 500 rupees a month is how many rupees a year, Kesaf?
500 rupees
A month? How much is it a year?
500 rupees for a month. How much for the year is 6,000, sir.
Wow. Kesaf's awake. That's 6,000 rupees a year. Imagine 6,000 rupees a year. You guys spend far more on entertainment and movies than anything else. So please, 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 please understand the power of compounding. And the only way you'll experience it is if you try it. Try the effects of compounding for 5, 6 years and see what happens. Then you'll believe me. I think we should do a video about this, Kesar. Let's just show them how powerful compounding is. Another thing which wealthy people and people with great mindset do is they diversify their investments. Diversify doesn't mean in different stocks, that you're in different sectors. No. Diversifying investments means being in different asset classes. That means being some in stocks, some in bonds, some in real estate, some in gold. These are the only asset classes which I am recommending. If you are very courageous and you know things which I do not know, you may venture out, but I will not recommend it. If something has not been there for at least 10, 15 years, I would not put money in it, because simple reason is I do not know what is going to happen with it. If you are very brave and you're very courageous and you have a lot of disposable income, you definitely won't be watching my channel. First. Second, if you're thinking of something like that, you're crazy. So aside from these, which I'm talking about, stocks, bonds, real estate, and gold, this is diversification, and that's more than enough diversification for us. You don't need to go beyond this and do anything alternative. Don't need to go into art or do anything crazy of collectibles and all that. this is more than enough. If you diversify and stay in this, it's more than enough, and it'll create you phenomenal wealth. And you can compound in each one of these over a period of time. And you can ride cycles from one to the other. If real estate is too expensive, too crazy right now, you can stay in bonds and stocks and gold. If real estate corrects deeply and you see opportunities in real estate, you can move into real estate. I said if you're paying, your rent is more than the EMI, then you can afford to buy it. If your rent is lower than the EMI, then you have to stay in rent. That is a simple indicator for you to show if the market is over leveraged or if you can afford to buy it. Because a lot of you wonder, sir, each area is different, each street is different. How do I know if I should buy in this area or that area? It's very simple. You go find out how much it is to rent a flat or a house in that area, whichever area you're interested in, and then calculate the EMI. And you calculate the EMI, you'll know, is the rent higher than the EMI or is it below the EMI? And based on a simple principle I said, you can think about buying it or not, seeing how the rent is according to the EMI. This is a very simple metric which you can use, like how we do PE and PB in stocks. So stay diversified. Then another thing which wealthy people do is they invest in growing assets. Like Elon Musk, when he sold PayPal and he took all that money from PayPal, he reinvested in Tesla and SpaceX. Same way, when you have a windfall and something amazing happens to you and you manage to win a lottery, take that money and don't go spend it. Take that money and reinvest it. Make the money grow again. Take that additional bonus wealth that came to you, plug it back into your different asset classes which we were talking about, and make that grow for you. And from that growth, you may enjoy. Grow the trees before you start enjoying the fruits. Don't keep buying fruits when you have a huge area of land to grow your own fruits and vegetables. You might as well try and grow them yourselves and enjoy it for life. All these analogies and allegories and everything, it sounds very nice, but end of the day, like I said, if you don't start, it just doesn't make sense. So the only reason people don't become wealthy and people don't break out of the cycle of poverty is for the simple reason they don't start. And it's not any rocket science, so please think about what I'm saying. If you do manage to be lucky and get some windfall, take that money and plug it in to your asset classes and make it work for you. And from that, you can enjoy. 4 is always continuing to learn and being agile and adapting. Agile and adapting is like what I said. If real estate is too expensive, moving to bonds and stocks. If bonds are too expensive, moving to mutual funds. If mutual funds become expensive, switching to bonds. There are all these cycles on all these asset classes, and all of them are not in sync, fortunately. Each one of them are like separate waves which ride differently. At different times they peak and they drop. So if you are smart and you pay attention and you've done your research, by simply moving your funds from one asset class to another, riding wave after wave, you can generate phenomenal wealth. Believe me, this is what Warren Buffett has been doing, Charlie Munger has been doing, Seth has been doing, lots and lots of people have been doing this. Rujunwala has been doing this. Everybody does this. Yes, each of them may have various different opinions about how you should go about it, how you should move your funds. Even George Soros did this with the British pound. You can read all about it in his book, Alchemy of Finance, if you read it. So think about continuously learning and continuously adapting. Learning is reading books, reading research papers. In this day and age, social media is a great tool for learning. Learning and following are two different things. Please understand. Buddha very famously said, which I've said in multiple channels, that don't believe what I say. When I tell you something as truth, don't believe it. Take what I say and question it. Ask questions. From those questions, you will come to certain understandings. And that understanding is truth. This is what Buddha said. And this applies to investing. When you're investing, please listen to what I'm saying or Anand says. Hear what we say. Then think about it. Do your research. Find out what you understand. See those truths. When you realize that, that is the truth, and that's what your investment should be based on. Not just because Vinod says buy ITC or Anand says no, Reliance is great or Reliance is not very good. You should not go on that. So take your time and learn and read. It's important. If you don't have the time to learn and read, you should not even be watching this channel. Because you're just watching this for entertainment's sake, for fodder, because you do not know what to do on a Sunday afternoon. That's not the way you should be consuming your time. If you're spending time here, that means you're ready to grow and you're ready to invest and you want to move out of this rut you're in financially and you want to create wealth and get into freedom. So start learning. Stop watching people and following herds. Become a herdsman yourself. Sixth thing which I want to talk about is creating value. Value creation should be your goal. It's just not about putting money somewhere or investing in a business. It's also about creating. If you see opportunities where you can partner with someone, invest in someone's business, if one of your friends has a great idea and you think it's a fantastic idea and you believe in the guy and you know him for a very long time, imagine you happen to be Steve Jobs' best friend or Bill Gates' best friend, and he's starting a company, and or Jeff Bezos, and they needed $5,000, $10,000 to get it going, and you know about this guy, and you know his idea is brilliant, and you're one of the first guys to seed into that company. Very famously, Kenny G did that in Starbucks. Everyone knows Kenny G as a saxophone player, but actually, do you know he invested? He was one of the guys who invested into Starbucks way back when it started. And most of his wealth is not from playing saxophone, it's actually from his investment in Starbucks. You guys can Google it and read it, and it's something great. So if you find these kind of opportunities in life where you can do value creation, do take them up, do consider them. And you can only do that if you are aware of what is happening around you and you keep your eyes and ears open and you see what is happening around you. So see this. It may be something that right around your corner which you've been missing all this time. Now that I've said this, and you're like, haha, might just happen to you. Number 7, long-term planning and having patience. This is not a short game. This is not like what you see like in trading places, like what Keshav was saying in that video which I did with him, or in that podcast which I did with him. This is a long haul. You have to be patient. This cannot be done in 10 minutes. It cannot be done in an hour. It cannot be done in a year. It can't even be done in a decade. It's going to take time. It's like growing something, like a garden. It's like growing something or anything which you want to take an analogy of. It takes time. Anything worth taking time, anything that takes time is only worth it. So please realize, if you do not put big time into your plan and don't have the patience for it, you're going to be out of it even before you start. And growth always in investment is exponential. Exponential means the graph stays low for a very long period. And towards the end, it starts going up, and then it accelerates and goes up like a rocket. Anyone who knows exponential graphs will know what I'm talking about. So keep that in mind. If you don't have long-term planning and patience, this is something next to impossible to do. 8, 9, 10 are 3 simple things which I just wanted to hit it out of the park, because I'm sure you're fed up of me lecturing you by now and you want me to jump into the interesting parts of the video. So the last 3 are risk management and social investment and building and maintaining networks. Why this is important? Risk management is, all of us, either we are too enthusiastic in life or too scared. That is what risk is. So we need to learn how to manage that fear. And to manage that fear means to have our risks managed, is to have our investments managed in a way that we are able to live with it in our anxiety. So think about what level of risk you can handle, what level of anxiety you can handle, and keep your bets according to that. So when then the markets fluctuates and move, you don't have sleepless nights and start sweating bullets. Like a lot of you are messaging me on Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter, constantly worried. Then you should not be doing what you're doing. You should have faith in what you're doing. Lower your risk levels. There's no point having anxiety and getting acidity and getting heart issues because of your investments. Wealth creation should not be something that gives you anxiety. Wealth creation should be something fun, enjoyable, and make sure it is. The other thing it's talking about is building and maintaining networks, which is very important, which is the people around you. Wealthy people are very good at it. The kind of friendships they forge, the kind of business networks they forge, allies to their investment plans. So this is something very fundamentally true for all of us. We all need to look and assess the kind of people and influences we have around our lives and hang out with. I'm not saying go abandon all your friends or abandon your family. I'm saying if they're not adding value to you, go make new friends and engage with new people or family members who are adding value to what your way of thinking is. That being said, I think I've covered the 10 points which are very important to having a growth mindset, like what the wealthy, like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates do. I hope you enjoyed the video, And I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.